Hey everyone, it's Shelby. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another week of meal planning. The boys requested Southern fried chicken, and although this is not Weight Watcher friendly, I am going to make it for them, and then I'll just grill some chicken for myself. But this is an excellent recipe. I brine the chicken in a salt, sugar, and water solution overnight. Then the morning I rinse it off and then put it in buttermilk. Let it soak all day long, like 5-6 hours, and then dredge it in flour. And the key to good fried chicken is after you dredge it is to let the flour absorb all of the buttermilk moisture, and it kind of creates like a batter. So we're going to serve it with some coleslaw. I picked up that watermelon. I'm crossing my fingers. It's going to be so good. For dinner, I'm making Southern fried chicken with some coleslaw, corn, and watermelon. Last night, Ken cut up a whole chicken, and we made a brine of water, sugar, and kosher salt. And I'll put the ratios in the description box for you guys. And you just brine it overnight in that solution. It keeps your chicken really moist when you fry it. It's so simple to do, but it'll really enhance your fried chicken. And I'm going to get it out of the package, rinse it off, and let it soak in buttermilk for a few hours. And then we're going to dredge it in flour that's been seasoned. I'll put the recipe for this in the description box. And optional thing that you can do is add a little bit of Tabasco, a couple tablespoons, to your buttermilk if you want it a little bit spicier. The key is through this whole process, after you dredge it in the flour, is let it sit on a rack for about 20 minutes. And the moisture is completely absorbed by the flour, and it almost makes like a batter. That's the key to this good fried chicken. So I'm going to get started here. I went ahead and I put the chicken in the buttermilk, and I had it in the fridge about 5 or 6 hours today. And that's really going to give it good flavor and make it very tender as well. The brining keeps it very moist, and the buttermilk makes it very tender. And then I just dredged it through the seasoned flour, and I have it on my tray here. And I'm just going to let this sit for maybe 20 minutes. And you can already see that the flour is absorbing all that buttermilk, and it's almost like it's a batter. But this is a very critical step for making the fried chicken. Then all you need to do is just fry it up and turn it a couple times. I did do a tutorial video on making chicken wings and waffles a whole long time ago, but if you want to look at that, it's more in depth how to make the chicken. I'll put that in the description box. This is some good fried chicken, y'all. And then just after you fry the chicken, put it on the pan, let any oil drain off, and this is delicious fried chicken. I'm not eating it tonight. I'm going to eat some grilled chicken, but the boys are going to enjoy this. Tuesday, I'm going to cook an eye of the round in the slow cooker using the Mississippi roast recipe. And I'm going to prepare that for the freezer, like make slices and put the au jus on it. I want to get a few freezer meals stowed away here, because in a couple weeks we have some busy times at our house. So I want to get ahead. And then the ends and the little scraps I'm going to make into Puffy Tacos, shredded beef Puffy Tacos. If you haven't done Puffy Tacos, oh my gosh, you're missing out. I have a video on it, how to make the shells. They're like San Antonio style Puffy Tacos. Delicious. So that's what we're going to do on Tuesday. For dinner, we're having San Antonio style Puffy Tacos. Yesterday, I made an eye of the round Mississippi roast in the slow cooker, and then I chilled the roast overnight and sliced it into serving size pieces. I'm going to make this into a freezer meal. I made a roux, and then I put the au jus back into the crock pot. It's heating up. I'm going to use the gravy to pack it with the different slices in some food saver bags. I cut off the ends, chopped it up. I'm going to use this for tonight's dinner. I'm making Puffy Tacos. I have half of an onion, a large clove of garlic, and a 4-ounce can of green diced chilies. I'm going to start sauteing these in the pan. I'm just going to add maybe 2 teaspoons of oil. I think that's enough to get things going. In with the onions. I'm going to season it with salt and pepper. And let these onions start cooking. The onions are looking pretty good. I'm going to add the diced green chilies and the garlic. I'm going to cook this for just about a minute or so. Just added the meat. I'm also going to add about a half a cup of water just so it can kind of meld together. I went ahead and simmered the meat for, I don't know, 15-20 minutes. You can see that the onions are pretty much gone. We're going to get these tacos together. I'm making the Puffy Taco shells, and I used masa harina, a little bit of salt, and water to make the dough. And as soon as it hits the oil, you can see it starts puffing up. It's separating the layers. So yummy. Oh my goodness. Ken and I first had these Puffy tacos in San Antonio, Texas. Oh my gosh, it was so good. So I make them at home sometimes. I haven't made them in a long time. Then you just form it into a taco shell and cook it until it's crispy. I have a full tutorial on this. If you are interested, I'll put it in the description box and you can check it out. The shell is so yummy. The texture and the flavor is so superior to anything you can get in the store. Anyway, Puffy tacos, yum yum. Wednesday, I'm gonna make a Bistro Style Roasted Chicken. This is an excellent recipe. I got it years and years ago. I kind of adapted it a little bit from a Williams Sonoma recipe. It is so good. And I'm going to make a pan gravy, mashed potatoes, and corn. And the cool thing is about this recipe is any leftovers can be transformed into a cottage pie, and it freezes so good. So I'm going to try to get another freezer meal, hopefully out of that chicken. Tonight we're having a Bistro Style Roasted Chicken with mashed potatoes, corn, and then some gravy, and then also a tossed salad. I've made this on my channel before. This is an excellent recipe, and I'll put the link in the description box for you guys. I have quite a few leftovers tonight. Some corn and mashed potatoes, the gravy, and the chicken. I'm going to take all of the leftovers and make it into a cottage pie. So what I did is I just went ahead and cleaned off any chicken off of the bones and put it in this 13x9 pan. I'm going to take the gravy and just kind of pour over it. I didn't have any corn left, but that's okay. I'm going to take some frozen corn and just sprinkle a layer of it on next. If you want to, you can add a layer of cheese. I'm going to omit it today. And then finally, I'm going to add a layer of potatoes on top, mashed potatoes. Get them all evenly spread out. messy. I'm going to wrap this up with some saran wrap and get some foil on it and get it in the freezer. And then what I do is when I get ready to warm it up, I let it thaw out the day before in the refrigerator. And I take a fork and kind of rake it across and put just a little bit of butter on top and heat it up in the oven. And it's delicious. Delicious dinner. Thursday, I had planned on making Asian chicken salad with fresh veggie spring rolls. I've been so hungry for this and I haven't made it in a long time. And I know some of you guys know that about 15 years ago, I had a really bad injuries to my whole right side of my body, my neck and spine, right shoulder, hip, knee, ankle, foot, like all the way down that side of my body. And I went through about a year of physical rehab and hydrotherapy and all that kind of stuff. And I've just had chronic problems ever since. And it's just really limited me in activities that I can do. Like you guys might not notice it so much here on YouTube, you know, it's like because I can film, I can do a little bit, stop, rest, film, you know, like that. But every now and again, I tell you what, I am just out for the count. And that happened this week. So what I'm going to do, since I didn't make this Asian chicken salad, I'm just going to put it at the top of the list for next week because I have everything that we need to make that. And we'll just roll it on over. Ken ended up making breakfast for dinner, and that's always a great idea. You know, you have a plan, and sometimes life just happens, you know. But breakfast for dinner is always a really good go-to, for sure. Friday, Ken grilled up some beef shish kebabs, veggies, and steamed rice, and he did such an awesome job. I'm so proud of him. Well, for dinner tonight, we're having beef shish kebabs and some veggies and rice, and believe it or not, Ken cooked this completely on his own. I'm so impressed. I wasn't feeling too good today. But anyway, he did a good job. Saturday, the boys and Ken grilled out. They made cheeseburgers. They just handled everything. I was still not feeling well those 3 days I was on bed rest. And they just picked up. And it was so nice. You know, having the meal plan and having everything in the house, when times like this happens, you know, the family can pull together and say, oh, we're having cheeseburgers. And you have everything you need to make it, and it just happens. It's like magic. I love my meal planning. Well, Ken cooked dinner again tonight. I wasn't feeling too good. I still having a lot of pain, but looks delicious. He made like double cheeseburgers. Good job, Kenny. And then Sunday, I was feeling a little bit better. I got up and just kind of putzed around the kitchen and made pan-seared salmon, spinach Parmesan Orzo. I didn't use Orzo though. I used a tubatini. I wanted to use that up. I had some of that pasta and asparagus. So that was my meal plan this week. And if you take away anything from this, you know, it's a plan. Sometimes life happens. You kind of adjust. The family kind of pulls together and it just works. So you've already seen my grocery haul, and I just hope that you guys have a wonderful week and happy meal planning. For dinner tonight, we're having pan-seared salmon, some steamed asparagus, and I used a different pasta for the Parmesan Orzo. I used tubatini, but I'll put the link in the description box for this recipe. It's excellent. It has caramelized onions, garlic, spinach, Parmesan cheese. It is delicious.